Hello there, this is me, Cousin93, and this is going to be a Pretty Rhythm Rainbow Live episode 10 review. Now, this episode was, I guess, somewhat weird in the respect that there was, I don't know if in the middle of the screen, I'm sorry, but if the episode is not, didn't have a dance. I don't know why it did not have a dance for some reason or another, but with the lack of a dance, the episode was still pretty good. For Pretty Rhythm episodes, sometimes if there's no dance, it makes the episode better. Sometimes it doesn't. But, for this episode, it was more of a setup, so having no dance actually made it somewhat better, because if they stuck a dance in there, it would have just felt like, why? Why would you throw a dance in there? But it's good that they didn't throw it in there, and, one of the rare times we see no dance, so. Moving on, the episode starts off with An inside of the school with Naru and Ito, and talking about how she wants to, she wants to apply for the dreaming session. And she says she wants Naru and Ito to join as well. Ito's like, you have your battle, you want to have your battle with Wagner, so what does this involve with us? An then says the tournament, the dancings are only solos, but the total points are all combined as a team, so that's why they have to be a trio at 3 people in one group just to count all the points together. So with that, Naru's Ito's like, we're gonna write our names down, but we're not gonna do anything. Naru's like, oh yeah, is that alright with you, An-chan? And An's like, yeah, as long as I get to face Wakana, I'm completely fine with it. So what happens later on is Naru, An and Ito go to the store, and what happens is Ku is loathing over something. He's a bit worried about something. Naru asks what it is. Ku says it's Renee's videos all over the internet. Like the dance that she did at the at the Etta Rose recital. It's all over the internet apparently. And weirdly enough, it looks like a certain website's type of design for the videos. So not saying anything, but yeah, just a little funny thing there, I guess. But then Naru's like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And then Sato comes walking in. I guess her full name is Chisato, but I'm going to call her Sato for the sake of shortening. And since I've been saying it for the past 9 weeks, I think it is, so I'm just going to stick with Sato. She walks in. Naru shows her the tablet with the video, and Sato's shocked about it and says Momo. Of course, they're like, Momo? Like, what do you mean by that? But it skips over to Etta Rose. Beru's watching the same video. They're watching the same video, and Walken is like, oh yeah, you mad, to Beru, you mad that she got more famous than you already, like right away? And she's like, and Beru's like, whatever. Of course, Otaha tries to calm down the situation, asks like, oh yeah, you need tea, or you need, you need snacks, Beru-sama, but Beru's like, yeah, there's no need. And then, Wakana then thinks, oh yeah, Wakana's thinking, oh yeah, the mysterious girl, where's this, who's this mysterious girl that danced in the 4 prism jump, who performed 4 prism jumps, just reading it from an article. And, Beru says it's not much of a mystery. She's at Prismstone, isn't she? And Wakana then thinks to herself, yeah, she is. And then starts typing something into the computer. It starts to type something into her, I believe into her computer. I'm not sure if it was a computer or a phone. Then after that, we go back to the store, and that's right. I'm sorry about that. But what happens is then they go back to Prismstone, and when An's walking away, An's walking towards Ito and Naru, she sees what is it? She's looking at her sales and such, and says that the special cake sold out today, but the sales don't match the profit for some reason, and then they wonder how that happened, and Sato just immediately says, "It wasn't me, Mama," and what is it? Naru's like, "Oh yeah, not that. I just want to know if Rine can come over." Sato's like, "Sure, but is she troubling you at all?" But Naru's like, "She's not. Rine's Chan's always welcome." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, see you tomorrow." Then what happens is we see what happens at the beginning of the episode, which I seem to skip over for some reason. That we see this figure come again, and it's eating the cakes again. This time, though, instead of sneaking back into its hole, on through the word that says prism stone, like, just opens up. What happens is it actually trips on a a broom, and gets knocked on the head with a bucket. Now, when Naru and the rest of them walk into the next morning, Naru finds it on the floor with Rine, shows on, and then Ito comes in. Now what happens is they're all gathered at the table thinking about the pink figure and the pink plushie, as they call it, and wonder if they should keep it or not. Ito automatically calls it ugly and says, "I'm going to throw it out. Like, it doesn't need to be here." Naru's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't bring it in. Did you bring it on, Chan?" An's like, "No." And then Ito's like, "I didn't bring it either." So then they look at it, they stare at it. Ito then says, like she said again, "I'm gonna throw it out. Like, just give me a trash bag, and I'll throw it out." And An gives a trash bag, is about to give trash bag to Ito, but the pink kappa, as they call it, runs away, and it runs away around the store. Now Ito An are looking for it. Ito looks under, like, somewhere, doesn't find it, but An finds it in the pot. The pink creature runs away, but then Ito, I don't know how to say this, but I'm gonna say like a pro, grabs the top of a pot, and just slams it into the pink creature, and it falls over. Now what happens is the pink creature is then tied up. An then immediately tries to say that it's probably the one that's been stealing the sweets, which is actually the correct answer, even though they don't have no proof for it. And then it's just hanging there. They're just talking about it, what they could do with it. But then Ku comes over and says, "Oh no, owner." And apparently the Kappa can talk and says, "Ku, help me out of here." And everyone's shocked by this. So what happens is then they have another sit down, but this time Ku and the pink creature are on one side, and Naru's like asking, like, "What are you?" and such. They inquire what the pink creature is, and what is it? The pink creature says that it's like, I don't know what the pink creature says, but to be honest, it's just them talking about, "Oh yeah, it's like, are you a Tanuki, you a Kappa?" And like, "No, you're not." Like, they're not.